If you're a mom, you're a superhero. That's right. Own it. We possess a unique superpower of intuition, a sixth sense for what our kids are up to, how they feel, what they want, and when they want it. Yep, it's amazing. I call this mom sense. Oftentimes, we are Googling for answers, joining Facebook groups, or relegating to taking unsolicited advice from our friends when all we have to do is listen to that voice inside us. No, not the one that's telling you you're fat. The other voice, the one that seems to know everything when it comes to your kids and leaves you feeling confident, empowered, purposeful, and all things #mom goals. Hi, I'm Kanika Chadda Gupta, and I'm a mother of twin toddlers and a baby, double the fun plus one. And I can honestly say that now that I'm a mom, I feel like my life is just getting started. On my podcast, I interview industry experts and real-life mamas on their mom sense experiences, tackling topics like how to teach kids to meditate, what it takes to have the marriage you've always dreamed of, and how to master your car makeup routine. Grab your latte, that's probably ice cold by now, and take a listen to That's Total Mom Sense.
So what is the number one skincare issue that moms face? It's the dark under eye circles, right?
It totally is.
We get little to no sleep because we're taking care of our little ones, and it shows up all over our face. If you've seen the baggage claim gold under eye masks on Instagram going viral, well, today I'm with the mastermind behind it. It's a brand called Wander Beauty, and it was co-founded by serial entrepreneur Divya Gugnani, who's with us, and her co-founder, model Lindsay Ellingson.
Excellent.
Today, I'm so excited to be chatting with Divya. She is a Renaissance woman and has seen success in almost every industry. She brings 20 years of investment and entrepreneurial experience to her role as CEO and co-founder of Wander Beauty, which is a company focused on multitasking beauty essentials created with global inspiration. Launched in 2015, Wander Beauty has proven to be one of the fastest emerging brands in the country, with over 19 highly prestigious beauty awards under their belt, plus a loyal following of A-list celebrities, top journalists, and notable beauty and style influencers. Prior to that, Divya co-founded Send the Trend, an e-commerce site focused on personalized fashion and beauty, and sold it to QVC, where she focused on digital innovation. She has co-founded multiple companies after starting her career in iBanking and private equity. A self-proclaimed startup junkie, she's also a food and fashion lover, as well as a beauty experimenter. She's appeared regularly on shows on CNBC, NBC, and MSNBC. She's also been featured in the New York Times, Vanity Fair, Business Week, Time Magazine, Wall Street Journal, to name a few. In addition to a BS from Cornell University and an MBA from Harvard Business School, Divya attended the French Culinary Institute. Look at that. So just looking at you on paper, I'm just so fascinated by how enterprising you are. You are someone who has been so passionate about what you do, and you've gone after your passions and turned them into work. I mean, how'd you do it?
That's literally the story. I think what's so interesting is that when you grow up, you have this model of like work is supposed to be work, and like home is supposed to be home, and like hobbies are hobbies and work is work. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, that doesn't sound fun.
No.
I'm like, I want work to be my hobby that I enjoy and I'm passionate about and that I love every day. And I feel like my career trajectory that you just shared is really a discovery of that. So when I went to Cornell undergrad and I studied government and economics, and I thought I would be a lawyer, but I dated a guy who was doing an investment banking internship and then took an investment banking job in New York, I was like, I want to do investment banking. This sounds fun. This sounds very glamorous and very unlike my student life.
Yeah.
And I just plunged right into it. I'm an analytical person by nature. I love numbers. I started my career at Goldman Sachs in investment banking. And I really built a foundation in business and understanding companies and understanding culture and work and teamwork, which I think is the most important lesson I learned at Goldman. They used to always tell us there's no I in Goldman Sachs. And I really love that because it teaches you that teamwork is the best way to work, period.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I learned a lot about, culture and organization and team and hiring, really incredible people around an opportunity and getting them to really take the organization to new heights. And so then fast forward, I really just had different passions in my life, and I wanted to harness those passions in the form of a career. So I took this leap from being, working in finance, working in private equity, working in venture capital, and then leaping into entrepreneurship. And once you make that leap, there's no going back.
Okay.
So once I became an entrepreneur, I said, let me be an entrepreneur in an area I'm excited about, I'm passionate about. And that really led me, through this trajectory of starting 4 companies, and this has been my 4th one, doing something that I'm just unlocked the passion of what you've always has been you as a person. And I was always that person who was doing makeup and my sorority in college and, loved skincare and was like learning about K-beauty before K-beauty was a thing and just really mixing things in my kitchen, coming from a culinary background and creating my own home masks and remedies. And my mom used to put raw organic milk all over my face. And the lactic acid in the milk was really amazing at resurfacing dead skin cells and really rejuvenating my skin. And so when we created Fastlane, fast forward, I now have a beauty brand where I get to actually harness these talents and create amazing products with my co-founder. We launched Fastlane, and it's powered by lactic acid. So much of that wisdom that I grew up with growing up as a Southeast Asian, I feel like is really powered a lot of what works for our brand.
Yes, absolutely. So one thing we discovered is that we're both Punjabi.
Yes, proud Punjabi. PP.
Yes. So tell us what it was like growing up in an Indian Punjabi household.
Yeah, I have to say it was very challenging. So my dad actually came here for college, and he was in college in Illinois, and then I was born in Springfield, Illinois. My dad had a job in Springfield, Illinois with the government. My parents were one of very few multicultural families in that area and that time. And so I think that it was actually quite difficult for them to assimilate and integrate. My dad, a lot easier because he went to college here. And so I feel like he, was very Americanized.
Right.
My mom, arranged marriage, comes here, first time she'd ever been to the United States, wore her sari everywhere. Bindi was attached on her forehead.
Yes,
couldn't let go. And, it was hard for her and she didn't have any friends. So one thing about my mom that I just think is so amazing, my mom, when we actually made that move from Illinois to Long Island, my mom looked up all of the Punjabi last names in the Yellow Pages when there used to be that big fat Yellow Pages book.
Yes.
And she started calling
AT&T, yes.
And my mom called this woman, Bimal Malik, who's, I call her Mrs. Malik, or she called her up and was like, hi, I moved here. I don't know anyone. I'm Punjabi. Will you be my friend? Until this day, they're still friends. And
Look at that.
It's just taking that initiative, I think, was so incredible. I think that growing up, it was hard to, go to bar and bat mitzvahs and go to parties. And my mom shows up in her whole do. And I think that especially from beauty, there was just one clear path to what was assumed to be beautiful, and I didn't fit in that narrow mold. And so what I think is so important for beauty brands today is to really embrace this concept of inclusivity and letting people identify and see themselves in your brand. And that's really what I think part of when we built Wander Beauty is so much focus on the community and so much focus on real people, real women telling real stories about their real interactions with our multitaskers in the context of their real lives.
Yes.
Where they're using them, in their bathroom, in their bedroom, in an Uber, at the gym, at their desk at work, wherever they wander, how Wander is a part of their lives, and just taking all those voices and having that kind of weave together to be the narrative of the brand.
Wow. Yeah, you summed that up so well. And I think what's so authentic is that you are a mom, you are doing it all. You are an entrepreneur. You've launched so many different companies, and you're a woman of color. So you kind of relate to all of those different people and muses out there. And that's why we, have the brand resonate with us. Okay, tell us about your interest in food and fashion, because I'm, just very curious about that. You went to the French Culinary Institute and you launched your own company related to catering.
Yeah, it was just a media company focused on tips, tricks, and techniques for food, wine, mixology, and nutrition. So I've always loved food, and I feel like anyone who grows up in Punjabi household, there's got to be a problem. If you don't love to eat and you don't love to drink and you don't love to entertain.
Right.
So that's just part of our DNA of who we are. Yes. And my grandmother's so funny. Like when she would hear, and her hearing was unbelievable, she would like hear a car coming close to our house, like I don't know however many feet away, and like all the chandi bowls, like all the like, you know, silver used to come out, and like all the nut and the dried fruit and the this and the that. You said like all the mithai, like it was just like laid out on silver platters. Like she was just amazing, and I think that was really incredible for me. So I grew up in a very strong food culture at home. We are a family that loves to eat. We love to cook, and I feel like at breakfast we're talking about lunch. At lunch we're talking about dinner. The favorite family activity is menu planning. I go home for, you know, July 4th and we're talking about the barbecue for like 2 weeks. We're sharing like articles from the New York Times and like recipes. So I just feel like we are a food family. Yes. So I love food. I've always grown up loving food. It's such an incredible passion of mine. You can see, because you're sitting next to me, I have every cut, burn.
Oh my goodness.
Got 20 stitches in my left hand this past December while I was making a cheesecake for my sister-in-law's Christmas party. I was in the ER and I lost sensation and feeling in this finger. So literally I've had every cooking accident you could ever imagine. 425 degree burns, you know, stitches, knife marks. So I've cooked professionally in professional kitchens. I obviously hosted my own food show. And now I just cook for my family and for my kids and for my friends.
Yes.
I love to cook.
What do you like cooking for your kids?
So I will admit that my kids are those kids that go to school and pull out a very bright green object out of their lunchbox, and we're like, what is that? And I'm like, that's kale French toast, or that's a kale pancake, or that's a kale and cheese sandwich.
Just get it in there.
I just like, I'm all about giving them, like exploring with them and kind of seeing what they'll get into. So I'm very big on vegetables, very big on like giving them fruit. I feel like we have to feed them the rainbow. I think that's how I grew up. It was all about like raw, natural, like just try and see what happens with that and see how much they'll take. Because kids are fussy. Like my daughter's way fussy and my son's an angel. And that's just my sentiment on having a boy and having a girl in general.
I can totally relate.
So she's a little tougher to get on these experiments, but I like to actually involve them in the cooking. So I love to make French toast for them. I like put chia seed in it because it's like a great superfood, and I mix it in the mixture with the eggs and the milk. And my son loves challah bread, and I like put sauteed bananas in it. So I really just try and find great food combinations that are both savory and sweet and kind of test their palate in different ways. It's a real experiment.
Yes, absolutely.
And I cook a lot of this on my Instagram, so you can always like take a look at what I'm making. With
Oh, that's so cool. What are your kids like? What are their personalities like?
So my son is an angel. Like there's no other way to describe him. He's a self-proclaimed rule follower. You give him a set of instructions, he'll do exactly that. Every morning he wants some structure. So he wants to know like what he's doing for the day, where he's going. He wants a list of work he needs to complete, how many puzzles he has to do, how much math work he needs to do, social studies, Spanish. Like he wants to know like how many sentences he has to write about his day. He really wants that structure listed out for him. And my daughter's the exact opposite. She's like, let's go with the flow. Where are we going? What are we doing? Let's go get a mani-pedi. Like she's just a wild child, and she's just, you know, her moods, her ups are so high and her lows are so low. And
my daughter too, can
be such a terror. And she's going to listen to this when she grows up and not like me very much. But I'm just being honest about my life. I mean, I think that having one child was a breeze, and having one son who was just would eat anything, would do anything, would go anywhere, would travel anywhere. And then having a daughter who is so opinionated. She'll like, go with the flow, but like she's very opinionated. She's like, you know, and she gets mad. Her favorite thing to say is like, but I'm not inviting you to my birthday party. So like, if you don't do this and you're not nice to me, I'm not inviting you to my birthday. I'm like, who's hosting your birthday party?
Exactly.
Let's have a conversation about whether you're having a birthday party.
So the last thing there.
She'll say funny things like that to me, and she's just all personality all the time. She impromptu starts dancing in public places. Like she's just out there. Like she goes to tennis, but really she dances to the music the whole time she's there. She has no interest in playing tennis whatsoever. Like the tennis ball will go over her head and she won't even know.
It's just like,
it's okay.
whatever.
It's all good.
That's so cool. I actually spoke to a personality expert recently, and she said that you can pretty much classify your kids into a cooperator or a challenger.
Yes, she's
And
the
you have one of
challenger,
each. Yeah.
and he's the cooperator.
Yeah, no, that's great. They balance each other out.
Yes.
Is there something that they did that surprised you recently?
They always surprise me, and they actually surprise me with how much they take care of each other and their love for each other. So my kids actually went and stayed with my father in Long Island for a few days while I was, working insane hours preparing for something at work. And my dad just told me one thing. He's like, Divya, the kids are here, and I have to tell you, Ashvin takes such great care of Anissa. And just to hear that, I was like, my job is done.
Yes.
My son takes care of my daughter. Sweet. Tomorrow, if I'm not on this planet, I know they're both going to be okay because he's going to take care of her. And it really just reminds me of the incredibly strong bond my husband has with his sister, and like that brother-sister bond. They're just so close. They work with each other. Like, I really admire that. And I really feel like they have each other's back. And I think that really surprises me, yet makes me happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When you launched Water Beauty, this was after you became a mom, right? So what was the inspiration for that? And how did you kind of like take that other leap?
Yeah, so it was so interesting when I had 2 children within 2 years of each other, which is tough, right? Yeah. It's like really, really tough to have 2 kids and like
so close together,
2 and age 0 in the house and be working.
Right.
I get up in the morning, I go get on the F train on my way to work, and I'd be putting on my under eye concealer on the train. And then I'd see someone doing their hair, and I'd see someone doing their makeup, and someone putting on their skincare. And then I was trying to, lose that baby weight. So I was going to the gym whenever I could, which was almost never.
Yeah.
And then I'd be doing my skincare at the gym and then going to work. So there's a lot of, like, my life has always been lived in motion. I'm an adventure seeker. I'm a traveler. I love to explore. I love to visit different countries, and now have the pleasure of taking my kids with me and having them enjoy that experience too. And just my real life is very different from how a beauty brand perceives it to be. Right. So many beauty brands are putting out these luxurious, beautiful formulas and glass bottles and heavy jars, and are so like fussy and fancy and showpiece. And the beauty industry is also telling you need a cream for your left elbow, and I don't believe you do.
Yeah.
So my 2 cents is like, as a mom and as like a person in society and as someone who actually really cares about the environment, I believe in less is more.
Right.
And when you come to my house and you see my closet, you'll really believe that, because my husband's closet is twice the size of mine.
Look at that.
So
it's all about curating, right?
I'm really focused on, fewer and better. And so fewer, better beauty essentials is what was missing in my life. And that's why Lindsay and I created this brand, to give people fewer, better beauty essentials. Fewer because they're multitaskers, they're multi-use formulas, double-sided componentry. Better because it's clean, it's free of phthalates, mineral oil, synthetic fragrance, and all the other nasties that you don't want to put on your skin, which is your largest organ.
Right.
And then beauty essentials, things you're going to reach for every day. Like, how many times do I reach for electric things? I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I reach for concealer. I reach for a great moisturizer. I want to every Sunday night treat myself to an AHA, BHA, instant skin rejuvenation.
Yes.
I want to rewind the clock by 5 years if I can every Sunday night with my baggage claim gold eye masks and my Fast Lane instant facial. And by the way, make my husband do it while watching HBO. So, I believe that my life, this was missing. This was missing for me as a consumer. And when I surveyed and spoke to so many other women, there was a large unmet need for beauty in motion. Women are living their lives in motion, yet there's no beauty brand speaking to them. So having that luxurious, high quality, doctor-grade formula enriched with skin-loving ingredients from around the world in a tube that you can squeeze out and lightweight and carry in your purse when you're going from desk to dinner, that was really missing. And so I feel like we really fit a lifestyle in a niche, and we've empowered women in our community to be part of that brand and be 360 involved in co-creating multitaskers with us, listening to their feedback, letting them vote on, shades and formulas and new products to launch. They're just so involved. It's a brand that's really by real women for real women.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool. So tell us about a mom sense moment you had.
Oh, so this is a good one. So when my daughter was born, I had a lot of difficulty nursing her. And she just like, I had that difficulty with my son too. It turned out he had a tongue tie. We had the tongue tie surgery, and then it all of a sudden was like life-changing and everything was better. So she didn't have a tongue tie, but like she didn't nurse well. She didn't eat well. She was very listless. And, it kept taking her to the doctor, and they just kept telling me like, she's not developing, like she's within the band of being normal, and like she's on the slower side of that. And then my mom intuition told me something was wrong. Like, and despite everyone telling me that I was overreacting, like sometimes you just like know, and I had one child. And so I already knew what was normal to me in that context. It turned out she actually had a pretty serious health issue. And like, had I not really pursued it and been so deep in my mom, like gut and intuition, I would have never uncovered it. And so I just feel like you have to trust your gut as a mother. And the same way as a CEO of a brand and a company, like I trust my intuition. I've been around the block. I understand like what motivates and what drives people. And I think that it's super important to really harness that and hone in on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we shouldn't suppress, and you don't want to waver and have other people influence you.
I'm like, no, trust me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I
know
have a feeling.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's not forget our quote of the day.
Is there a quote that you live by?
I do actually. This concept of if you talk, you're just repeating what you already know. And if you listen, you're learning something new. So my mom always told me that like God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we could listen and talk in that proportion. So I just feel like listening is key to being a good mother and being in tune with your children, to being a good spouse, to being a good daughter. And being a good CEO.
Yes, exactly. One thing that I read about you was that you learned to meditate and started a meditation practice in the 7th grade. So do you still keep up to it to this day?
I do, twice a day, every day. So I meditate twice a day, every single day, 20 minutes, first thing in the morning, last thing at night. Morning is to, set the goals and focus for the day and really just give myself the mental rest that I need before I attack on this challenging, crazy day of what my daily life is. And then in the evening, just to reset and to calm down so that I can fall asleep. Because if I didn't meditate, I wouldn't fall asleep. Ever. I'd be too stressed and strung out over the million things that need to get done.
Exactly. Are you doing this with a guided meditation, or is it just
So it's transcendental meditation.
Okay.
And so I've been practicing transcendental meditation since the 7th grade. I have a mantra. I repeat my mantra until I get into the zone of like complete bliss.
Yeah. Is it can you tell us the mantra?
No, the only person who's supposed to know your mantra is yourself. Yeah, and it's prescribed to you. So I went to a whole meditation school and clinic. And my meditation teacher actually found a mantra for me. And I've been using that same mantra since the 7th grade.
That is incredible. Is it in like Sanskrit? Or
it's in Sanskrit. And I just feel like it's such a personal thing. It's what's so fascinating is that meditation has gained so much popularity in the recent years. But the reality is like it's been a part of my life since basically ever.
Look at
that. As long as I can remember.
And I think, you can attribute it to your laser sharp focus and your success, right?
Yeah, and balance. Like I feel like, there are days where I don't get as much sleep as I should.
Right.
But I think that concentrated meditation time gives my body the rest that it needs to perform and to be focused and do the best job I can.
It's now time for Mom Haul, when we share products we love.
So lastly, we end with a fun segment called Mom Haul. So is there any product that you're loving right now?
So my favorite thing that I'm obsessed with is our Glow Ahead face oil. I just can't get enough of this. So I have super dry skin. I have thyroid issues. I have an autoimmune disease. And so my face, my body, my lips get parched. And so that's just, the genetic makeup of what's going on for me. And this has changed my life. So Glow Ahead face oil is powered with raspberry seed oil, which is amazing for skin rejuvenation. As you age, obviously, the existing collagen in your skin breaks down. And then you don't produce as much collagen going forward. And so this really stimulates that. And then also the alpha linoleic acid in here, like there's just a lot of incredible ingredients, which promote elasticity in your skin rejuvenation, basically radiance, all the things that we want in our skin. And this is just this incredibly amazing hero, which by the way is in a laminate tube and has a dropper, which makes it so super easy to literally take with you anywhere. And at night before I go to bed, I put this all over my face and body, and I just like dab it and tap it on my face. And in the morning, sometimes I put it on too, but I tend to just do it once at night before I go to sleep. And it locks in all of the moisture. So I can sleep at night and my skin can rejuvenate overnight and repair overnight, which I think is all the mommies need some rest.
Yes, of course.
And they need a rewind.
Right. Yeah, big time.
There's nothing better. The Glow Ahead facial, and it smells beautiful. It's all natural fragrance, and you can just smell it. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's so pretty, and it's just natural.
Where can our viewers and listeners find you?
So they can shop at wanderbeauty.com. They can find Wander, so at wander_beauty on Instagram. And I'm at D Gugnani. So DGUGNANI.
Thank you so much, Divya. This is such a treat. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope you got some great takeaways from my chat with Divya Gugnani, who is a powerhouse entrepreneur and mother and is inspiring moms and multitasking women to keep makeup simple and continue to wander with Wander Beauty. So whether you're doing your makeup routine on the subway or your minivan, I love that you can do a full face in 5 minutes flat. You look and feel good and you get to keep it moving, mama. Divya and I did a full makeup demo on YouTube where she tells me what her personal favorite products are and how to apply them. So check that out on my channel. Just search Kanika Chadda Gupta on YouTube. As a special gift for That's Total Mom Sense listeners, Wander Beauty is offering the promo code MOMSENSE20 to receive 20% off your order. That's right. And that's MOMSENSE in all caps, MOMSENSE 20. Some of my favorite products are the Perfect Illusion Foundation, which comes with a double brush applicator, the On the Glow Lip, Cheek, and Highlight Stick, and the Baggage Claim Gold Eye Masks, which are an Allure Beauty bestseller. If you're loving my show, please share your reviews on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen. I am so appreciative of your feedback and want to give you even more content that resonates with you. Write to me at thatstotalmomsense@gmail.com. And remember, always trust your mom sense. Stay strong, super mamas. See you next time. That's Total Mom Sense.